Hey everybody, today is June 27th, 2020. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's staying motivated out there. Tomorrow, the Marine Corps League will be down in Hannibal. We're going to be down there with our roses for the washer tournament and for their concerts and everything. And we'll be doing some live feeds down there so you can all see what's going on down there and everything else. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope everybody's motivated and energized. And coming from somebody with much experience, you can't let circumstances that are happening at the moment dictate you in your entire life. You can't let things, pass you by, without knowing that there's always going to be troubled waters ahead. So many people, they look at what the problems they're going through right now. They're looking through that right now and they can't see an end in sight, even though it will be ending. It will be okay. And that's what everybody needs to remember every once in a while, because you got to remember that you matter, you're awesome, you're important, okay? And we say this a lot, but there's a good reason why we say it, because we don't tell each other that enough. We don't occupy and we do not push forward kindness as much as we should. And we're so busy arguing with each other, telling each other, starting to get into politics and race and religion and culture and all this other stuff, that we forget what makes us all unique is our differences, and that each and every one of us is great. Okay? Now, I can tell you, I can attest and I can swear to, and I can tell you this, I go through a lot of ups and downs in life. Just because I'm on here and I do motivational stuff and I speak motivationally and I talk motivationally, a lot of people don't know the other sides, and there is a lot of battles that I fight. There's a lot of fires I have to put out all the time, because you can never make everybody happy. And you stick your head out of a cloud, what's the first thing that's going to happen? They start throwing tomatoes at you. That's right. So in other words, if people are going to throw tomatoes at you, wipe it off, make them some salsa and be done with it. Because you know what? Those people are never going to be happy with anything. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And if people want to use hate, dishonesty, disloyalty, if they don't understand something going on, but they want to they want to throw the book at you because they think for some odd reason you're taking whatever is theirs, or they're entitled. That's one of the biggest things that that is one of my pet peeves, are people that feel they're entitled, people that think that they are owed something when they're not. We are not owed anything. We are here on earth today because we are renting space right now. I'm just telling you, right now, we are renting space. Any way you want to look at it, today we're just renting space. Tomorrow, tomorrow's not promised to us. But right now, the here and now, this right now. So being kind to people, being gracious to people, waving at people. That's one thing I like about my Jeep. Okay? You ever notice Jeeps? They have a wave. Jeep people wave at each other. I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Ask any Jeep person on the road today. They actually wave at each other, okay? Do I get along with everybody? No. But do I try my best? Yeah. You know what? That's all we can do. We can only hope for the best. There's going to be a lot of solutions that we're never going to be able to solve. There's going to be a lot of things that we're not going to be able to figure out or understand all the time. But the one thing we can do is, whenever we are at our worst, is when we need to be our best. And military, you know what? You could be surrounded from all sides. Guess what? That's when you got to do your best. That's when it's going to be, you got to use your training, you got to use your thought, you got to use your know-how, and you'll come out alive. Same way with everyday life, with everyday people. People matter. You matter. You've got to understand this. Now, it's not about what color you are, who you are, or if you're going to get reparations, or if you're part of a gang or a clan or a Lives Matter or anything like that. You know what it about boils down to? Who you're being kind to, who you're being nice to. It's about what you know and how you know it. It's not about what your degree is. It's not about, I went to more schooling, because I know a lot of men and women that are in construction, in the military, that are truck drivers, that are smarter than almost people with doctorate degrees. Why? Because instead of doing things they learned, they're practicing every day what they know. In other words, they're using what they know every single day to make themselves better, okay? You want to know the biggest reason? People are all different. We're all different colors. We're all different shapes. We're all different sizes. That's great. But what boils down to is we got to get the job done. We got to be there for each other. You know, there are people in my life I care about deeply, and there are times in my life where things are so bad and so rough, I don't know how I'm ever going to get out of it. But I'm going to tell you right now, everybody, I've been blessed with some of the greatest friends anybody could ever know or imagine, that all of a sudden out of the woodwork, damn, there they are. It's like, damn, go away. Nope, that, and then they know to never leave you alone, you know? I've been blessed with one of the greatest families ever. Does that mean every single person that I'm going to get along with? No, it does not. It means that there's people that will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes because they know it matters to me. And like if I'm fighting for my daughter, or fighting for my dad, or fighting for my cousins, or if I'm basically got a cause, or I believe in Legal Shield, or I believe in my religion or faith, they're going to back me even if they don't agree with me. They're not going to sit there and fight side by side with me, but they're going to give me what I need to support me to make sure that I don't fall. Because everybody in life is different. And I tell you what, I don't look at my friends by the color of their skin, by the language they speak. In fact, I probably have a lot of friends that they're supposed to speak English, but I still don't understand a word they say. Heck, spell check doesn't even understand what I say half the time. So, you know, I'm just as guilty as everybody else. And anybody says they don't like anybody says that spell check is perfect for them, yeah, lying. Spell check does not like any of us. I swear up and down, it's an invasion of the computer world. Spell check don't like. Anyway, enough about that. I believe in God because every time that I'm in a dilemma, there's always a way out. I may not see it. I may not feel it. But guess what? It happens. It happens every time. I'm here today as living proof. Are there times to where I want to give up and throw in the towel? Oh, yeah. There are times to where, I tell you what, when they say God will give you everything you can handle, He's not going to give you anything you can't handle, I kind of look at Him like, am I a Sherman tank, God? Did you really make me out to be a Sherman tank? Because I'm taking hits by Panzers right and left. A Panzer is a tank during World War II that the Germans used to fight the Sherman tanks from the American side, in case you want to know. Okay? But here's just it. If I can get through it, it'll make me a better person. And that's what I got to keep telling myself. And then it's not about becoming better. It's about how I can help the next person that doesn't have to go as far as me. There was a show on TV a long time ago called Renegade. The guy was a bounty hunter, but he was also wanted by the law because he was framed for a bunch of murders and stuff they didn't commit. So he was able to help out other people that were less than what his situation was, because his situation was so grave, almost nobody could even top it. And sometimes that's how I feel like my situation is. I love helping people. I love telling each and every one of you matter every day, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know why? Because there are times in my life I don't feel like I matter. And I'm telling you the truth. But then there's times that I see people out there when all of a sudden they smile and they're like, thank you. A buddy of mine, Jason Bunch, was on here. He put a thing on Facebook the other day. This is friends of mine I'm going to give you quotes from. A lady was in it over at one of his burger joints that he works at. And she sat there and started flirting with Jason, thinking he was a customer, and her daughter or somebody was with her. And she came in, she basically said, Mom or Grandma, you got to quit hitting on it. And he goes, but he's such an attractive young man. And it just made Jason's day. And Jason felt enough to put it online. Why? It made a difference that somebody noticed him. You know what? And that makes us all feel good. And pretty much the grandma said, hey, I'm not blind. I may be old, but I'm not blind. So, you know, it was a good thing. I got friends that are battling cancer right now that they're sitting there and they're giving more hope and they're giving more love than most people that are healthy as a horse. I got a friend of mine, you know, she's out there every day fighting the good fight. You know, she's out there promoting things that she believes in, and she's out there, she's doing it for her kids. She's not doing it for herself. She's doing it because she wants her kids to have a better future. And right now, when everybody basically is grim and she's fighting cancer and chemo and everything else, and you want to know something? She's stronger than the healthiest people I know, and she's out there every day like, I'm kicking cancer's butt, and you can't do nothing about it. Yet she gives love to everybody around her. There are people out there that want to say something to her. She doesn't disrespect them. She understands everybody has different viewpoints, but she shows kindness, compassion. She shows understanding. And even if she doesn't agree with the person, she doesn't go tell them off. She just says, you know what, I don't agree with you on that, but hey, I love you anyway. I hope maybe one day I might be able to change your mind. You see, these aren't just traits of people that are surviving. These are traits of true leaders. Leaders are those that go in before each and every one of us. Leaders are the ones that know that the armies and the people that they're leading, whether it be a ghost army or a military, or maybe it's a Black Lives Matter group, or maybe it's a All Lives Matter group, or a police unit, or something else, they know that the people that are following them need to be uplifted. They need to have encouragement. They need to, you get more flies with honey than vinegar. And here they are every single day, pushing forward. They may not have armies behind them, but they've developed friendships that have turned into armies, that have turned in some of the greatest things you can ever do. And if you encourage enough people to get what they want, and you help them get what they want, in the end, they'll help you get what you need. It's not always about what we want, but it's always going to get what we need. And sometimes our wants or needs are two separate things. So we got to get out there every day. We got to say please and thank you again. We got to bring back common decency. We got to shake hands. We got to bind our arms together. We got to tell people. We got to give them hugs again. You know what? I don't care about the coronavirus. Okay, I do care about the coronavirus. Wear a mask. Put a full off a naked gun and a hat, 2.5, worth a full body suit when you go a hug. But the whole idea is this. It doesn't take physical touching to be affectionate, to show somebody you care. Sometimes it just means, hey, I'm thinking of you today. I care about you today. Hey, you matter. Hey, by the way, if I didn't see you, you're awesome. Kind of like the Truman Show where he goes, hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's pretty awesome, right? Why? Because you know what? At least your friends know, hey, one person said something nice to me today. Now how many people are going to say something negative? How many people go throughout their entire day and nobody says anything kind? Because people live and feed off negativity. I'm tired of negativity. People use and they weaponize our legal system. Our cops are overworked, but you know what? They're in an older thing. I get it that there needs to be changes. But we also have to remember, these are men and women that go home to their families every night also, who they basically, their law, just because their law doesn't make them bad. They're awesome people. And you know what? There are police officers and sheriffs marching with other groups. Okay? They're not knocking down monuments or anything else like that. But here's the kicker. They're good people. They know they have families that go home each night. They want to go home each night. But there are people out there that they use the legal system, they sit there and they hate the cops, but they use the legal system to get what they want. They use it to belittle and deter everybody else. Now, the legal system needs to work for good people, but it also needs to, we need to tell the people that are using it just for their own advantage to stop. Because you know what? When we start abusing the systems and people abuse it, people start trusting it. They stop trusting it and they start doing things that don't make a difference anymore. Every day in life, we need to look at our leaders. We need to start looking up to the firefighters, the nurses, the school teachers, okay? You don't want to teach your kids? Good. The school teachers will. So you sure as heck better respect them. Because you want to know something? They're doing what we won't do right now. Not that we can't do it. It's we won't do it. So we got to be teachers to our children again. And if not, we need to make sure we respect the teachers because they're doing the best they can. We need to make sure that we're respecting nurses and doctors and nurse practitioners and the people that drive the ambulances, okay? The EMTs, the helico drivers. Why? Because if they have one bad day and they make one mistake, that could cost someone's life. Pretty soon you start doing studies on what kindness really is, okay? When you start doing studies on what kindness is, you'll start finding out that kindness saves lives because people are less stressed. They are actually more prepared. You know what? When I had teachers in there that believed in me and I may not have understood something in school, it made me want to work harder. But when I had the teachers that belittled me in school, or I had the sergeants or staff engineers or gunnies that just wanted to be mean, they just wanted to use their aggression on people, right? You know what happened? I basically put up my walls and I'm like, I ain't got to do what you say. I don't really care. I started fighting back. So when people start using aggression and they don't care, is when people start shutting down. So if we turn that aggression off and we start using kindness and positivity, and you know what? We use motivation, okay? How do you get a fat... I better not say that, I'm going to get in trouble, but put a pie across the line. Guess what? They're going to finish the race every time. I get it. But you know what? Sometimes it's not about finishing the race. It's about how you finish the race. It's about how you discovered your learning abilities. It's about how many people you made a difference in the lives in. And here's the little kicker. You'll never know. You're not allowed to know. You just have to know that every day, every person you talk to, that could be the person you saved that person's life today. You could make the butterfly effect and make a difference in that life today. I've had people in my life that if they were not in my life, they would have never made a difference in my life. My daughter is one of the spitting examples of that. You know what? She's always made a difference in my life. I love her with my entire heart. She means the entire world to me. But you want to know something? That's my daughter, who's 12 years old, who means the world to me and who I love with my entire heart, who I'd never put in harm's way no matter what. And anybody that ever does that, I'd fight tooth and nail for no matter what goes on. But here's what we got to learn every day. Be great. Because that's who you're meant to be. And when you find your greatness, you'll find other people's greatness too. And they're going to love you for it. All right, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. I think the world of each and every one of you. And I really do mean that. Because guess what? We can't all, we can't talk to everybody every minute of every day. But we can at least let you know that you matter. And hopefully you'll go out there and you'll matter to somebody else. Maybe today's your day to shine. And when you go out there, just do your best. That's all you can do. Do what you know. That's all you can do. And go out there and do it proud. Do it strong. Do it over and over again. And know you're magnificent. Everybody, I am Jeffrey Jansen. I'm not perfect. I'm a broken person just like everybody else. I am broken in more ways than you will ever probably know. And when I talk to you, I'm talking to you from my heart. It's the only thing I know how to do. Because each and every one of you matter. You can save my brothers and sisters in the military that may have PTSD. You may be saving a person out there that may just have PTSD, was never in the military. You may be seeing somebody on the side of the road that has nothing or nobody and don't even realize that maybe they got kicked out of their home or maybe something happened. They have nowhere to go and nowhere to be. And you could be that one candlelight in a very dark place that they're in. Hey everybody, I'm Jeff. Y'all have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.